by the judge of the living and the dead, to depart from the servant of God. It's the power. Holy One.
Ooh, it still gives us the chills. It is one of the most iconic horror movies of all time, The Exorcist. And starring as possessed child Regan, a young Linda Blair won America's heart while simultaneously scaring the heck out of everyone. Linda's portrayal garnered her a Golden Globe Award, 2 nominations, an Academy Award nomination, and cemented her place in pop culture history. And Linda Blair joins us now. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have the Queen of Halloween here with us today.
That's right. This is the season.
Absolutely. Does it surprise you how iconic that film remains? I mean, even with all the changes in horror film technology, it's still a terrifying movie.
Because I've lived with it for almost 40 years, it took a long time for me to find some of the fun and some of the humor. One of the films that helped me to do that was a movie called Repossessed, which I did with Leslie Nielsen. And I think it wasn't until I embarked on that journey that I was able to say, you know what, I can have fun with this too. What I recognize now, it's one of the greatest films ever made, and that's due to the great screenplay, directing, the acting, cinematography, special effects.
Yes.
And there was so much controversy around it back then, but now people look at it as an iconic film, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
So you're proud of that position you have in horror film history, right?
I don't think of it as a horror film. I think of it more as a theological thriller. I think of it as an extremely intelligent movie that just happens to scare the living Jesus out of people.
It certainly does. And that brings us to Halloween and your collaboration with Reader's Digest. You teamed up with them to create this spooky CD. Tell us about it.
Well, what I decided to do a few years ago was to license out some of the Reagan memorabilia and so on, so that my foundation, the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation, would be part of it, that we could be part of the proceeds, and people are donating to charity. So when Reader's Digest approached me, they're the staple of America. It's what I grew up on. My mother always said, look, look at this article on vitamins and health and the animal stories. So I'm very much a Reader's Digest baby. And they said, we have a Halloween collection, and it's called Be Afraid of the Dark.
Be very afraid.
It's a CD that allows anybody, we've gone from maybe a lot of the big theme parks for Halloween down to smaller, the home parties.
Right.
And now people, safety reasons and so on. So now people can have this CD. It's got a compilation of all your favorite movies in the Halloween season. Obviously, Tubular Bells is part of it.
Yes.
And this way, it's one CD, and it covers everything, whether it's a party, whether it's your school, or whatever it is. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, and Walmart.
And you obviously picked out a lot of the songs and...
No, they pretty much because
okay.
It has to do with rights, and I am pretty much just the spokesperson for the best CD and the only one that you need at Halloween.
That's right. What do you find spooky? What scares Linda Blair?
Because I work with animal welfare, because I work in more of a realistic atmosphere, as far as film and entertainment, I absolutely admire anybody that sets forth to make a film, and they don't realize how hard scary films are. I made a movie called Hell Night. Well, I had to hyperventilate. I mean, throughout the whole movie, you're running and you're running and you're scared, and and that has a big fan base. But I remember how tired I was just to get people to be afraid.
Right.
And of course, I did Scariest Places on Earth, which was a lot of real places in the world that had so-called hauntings, and that was a big show. That type, I think, reality of things that have happened, whether historically or what people can or do, that's what frightens me.
And looking ahead to Halloween, are you going to dress up? Do you ever reprise Reagan for Halloween?
No, I don't. I'm usually working on behalf of the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation for the dogs in need, and everything I do, every dime goes to help the rescued animals in America.
It's wonderful work that you do, Linda Blair. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, and happy Halloween.
You too.